welcome back to the Dragon's Den. I'm your host, SinDragonLord, and also known as the Phoenix Primals, your commissioner of the Global Pokemon Society. And this is the final match of Week 1 versus with the Seattle Shiny Sylveons and the Buffalo Bidoofs. Looking at the team structure, this could be a hell of a match. Who goes for the Photon Geyser into the Umbreon, which is unaffected. So obviously we're going to switch into an evolution 1v1 here. I got to be honest with you, I got a little bit of a bias here. Umbreon is my favorite evolution by far. Please let me know in the comments section, what is your favorite evolution? So anyway, back to the gameplay. Vaporeon got poisoned with the Toxic off of the Umbreon, and now we got Volcanion in. Both of these water types have the Water Absorb ability, which makes their water stabs useless, so they do have to use their secondary coverage options to hit each other with. So incoming Shadow Ball, and we got this Regieleki here, and unfortunately Buffalo has no resists, no immunities. Well, actually Dragapult technically is a resist, but it's not really bulky enough to really take those very well regardless. So Regieleki could potentially have a field day here in this particular matchup. Knowing that the Vaporeon could very easily switch in, we're going to go for the Flamethrower instead of the Steam Eruption. Not to mention the Flamethrower is also super effective against the Magearna in the first place. A Shadow Ball will get the special defense drop, unfortunately, for Seattle. And then Vaporeon is running on its last legs here. Yep, it'll go down to an Earth Power, so we don't have to worry, or they don't have to worry about any more water absorb shenanigans there. In comes the Necrozma. Does he go for another Photon Geyser? He does. He goes for another Photon Geyser, and the Umbreon will eat that up with no damage whatsoever. Switch into Sableye here, and the Umbreon's going to go for another Toxic. God. And this is why Umbreon is just so good. It's just the defensive capabilities, the support that the Umbreon's able to provide. Chef's kiss. Although Vaporeon's bulk is nothing to scoff at either. It does confirm that Regieleki is in fact choice specs, so it is slamming as hard as it possibly can without electric terrain support, of course. But thankfully for everyone, Pincurchin has already been taken by another coach, so we don't have to worry about electric terrain boosted, choice specs boosted electric type attacks from Regieleki. So we are going to see a U-turn coming from the Dragapult. Switching into Magearna here is a choice. And we see that the Magearna is in fact Assault Vest. It's not the set that I thought it was going to be, but regardless. So we see a Flash Cannon come out here. And the Magearna will in fact go down to a Flamethrower. And in comes the Necrozma again. Hopefully he doesn't go for another Photon Geyser. Nope. Nope, we went for a Heat Wave knowing that the Umbreon was likely going to come in. Goes for a Moonlight to heal. I don't know how much that'll really matter. Yep, here comes a Toxic. Yeah, this Umbreon is just so oppressive. It's going to be really difficult for Buffalo to break through this. At least in this Game 1, I'm sure that they'll make adjustments in Games 2 and 3 to more effectively deal with the sets that Seattle is bringing to the table. But I think Seattle's pretty much got this Game 1 here in the bag. But let's just find out. Terra Blast. Interesting. I only say interesting because Necrozma can't Terrasilize in this particular tournament, so Dragapult goes for the Phantom Force to avoid the foul play, but Umbreon will resist the Ghost type attack. So I don't know if it'll do... Yeah, it bounces right off. This Umbreon doing a lot of work here. Foul play will take out the Dragapult, and then in comes the Ditto. Unfortunately, it's going to imposter copy the Umbreon. That's not what Ditto wants to, copy at all. So yeah, this is pretty much a wrap, you guys. It's locked into foul play. Can literally probably switch into Great Tusk here if I had to imagine. just to fire off a close combat or whatever fighting stab she decided to slap on there. And then that should be a wrap for game one. Yep, here comes Great Tusk. I was correct. Foul play does 21%, but the Wish will bring Great Tusk right back up to full. And here comes the close combat to finish off game one. That was a very one-sided match, but I'm sure Buffalo will make the proper adjustments going into game two. So we got a Dragapult lead and we got a Regieleki lead. Regieleki seems to be a really safe lead, especially when there's no ground types to completely nullify your Volt Switch or your Thunderbolts, so can't say I blame her for leading off with the Regieleki there. Phantom Force will do just about almost 40%, and we see the Dragapult is in fact Life Orb. Dragon Darts, not quite enough to finish off the Volcanion there. The Steam Eruption, though, will in fact take it out. So Dragapult is gone, so the one thing that resisted Regieleki is now gone. We see a double switch into Vaporeon here. May have been trying to bait Steam Eruption, maybe, or something just to resist the Flamethrower. Either way, Vaporeon's a decent switch there. We see the Shadow Ball there, just because we know that Scald can't do anything to Volcanion in the first place. We see the special defense drop, and she goes for a Sunny Day. I wonder if that's there to support the Great Tusk. That's quite the tech. I like that a lot, actually. Yep, here comes the Great Tusk. Though I don't know how I feel about it switching into Vaporeon, though. Knowing that this thing has Scald. Even though it will have the damage in the sun, there's still always the possibility of a Scald burn, which would absolutely ruin this Great Tusk. We fire off an Earthquake. It does quite a bit of damage. Here comes a Scald. Do we see the burn? Yep, that's what I was afraid of. There's that Scald burn. So I do like the Sunny Day type, but I don't know how I feel about switching Great Tusk into a Vaporeon. Even in the sun, the Scald still did quite a bit of damage there. Here comes the Umbreon again. Once again, an evolution 1v1 situation. Another special defense drop. My goodness, the amount of special defense drops that I've seen off of Shadow Ball and things like that have been quite numerous in the course of this match so far. We see a Wish go off here. Do we see a Protect to get the Vaporeon healthy? Nope. We see a Scald. Do we see a Scald burn? And we get another Scald burn. The hacks in this is kind of insane, not gonna lie. 2 Scald burns, lots of special defense drops. Like, this Vaporeon's actually putting in some decent work here, not gonna lie. Here comes the Magearna again. We know from last game that it has the Assault Vest. So it's going to go for the Flash Cannon. The Volcanion quad resists that, so it's not going to do any damage there. Once again, Vaporeon switch to eat that Flamethrower. At this point, I might be just going for that Earth Power, just in case it switches in, because Magearna also won't like an Earth Power as well. But here comes the Regieleki. Vaporeon does not want to particularly stay in on this. So here comes Ditto to copy the Regieleki, but now a Volt Switch will probably just go right back into the Great Tusk. Yep, because Regieleki does not really have any coverage for ground types, which is like the one thing that holds it back. Yep, and here comes the Earthquake to take out that Ditto. So Seattle once again is up 6-4, but this Great Tusk is probably on its last legs here. Yeah. Get off an Earthquake before it goes down to the Ice Beam, brings Magearna to about half, and the Salt Heart will trigger, boosting its damage output. But here comes Regieleki again with the Choice Specs, Thunderbolt, but the Assault Vest will help take care of that, and another special defense drop. Holy shit. Okay, chill Buffalo. So a Thunderbolt will paralyze the Sableye and do a huge chunk of damage. Here comes the Umbreon here. Fake Out, not going to do too much, and the Inner Focus would probably mitigate that anyway. The Inner Focus is not confirmed, but if it is the Inner Focus, the Fake Out would not matter to begin with. Here comes a Foul Play that'll take out the Sableye as well. Once again, Umbreon just showing just how useful it can be. I know I'm riding Umbreon's dick really fucking hard right now, but what can I say? It's a great Pokemon. Another special defense drop off of the Flash Cannon. Oh my god. What is that, like 6 special defense drops off of moves for, so far? Magearna goes for Volt Switch and does in fact take out the Volcanion. And now we're going right back into Vaporeon. I can imagine a Regieleki switch coming in now. Yup, here it is. Vaporeon decides to Terrasilize into a Ghost type, which will allow it to survive a Thunderbolt. And Regieleki does go down to a Shadow Ball. And Vaporeon may go down to the Toxic damage here. Nope, not quite. The leftovers definitely helped out there. Here comes Umbreon once again. Vaporeon going for the Wish. And Umbreon going for the Foul Play, and Vaporeon goes down. And here comes Magearna once again. Foul Play, it's resisted. It goes for the Flash Cannon. This is getting ridiculous at this point. What the fuck? Like, it's unfortunate for Seattle, but it's almost comical at this point. So Flash Cannon will take out the Umbreon after the special defense drop again. And here comes Whimsicott. I don't think there's anything that Seattle can do at this point to stop this Magearna. All that's left is the Corviknight, and we did already see the Volt Switch, so we might just see a Volt Switch for a victory here. So I think Buffalo's got this in the bag. Do we see the Volt Switch? Nope, we see an Ice Beam. And it gets the holy shit! Okay, I'm actually starting to feel kind of bad at this point. Like, how much can go wrong in one match? I just gotta ask. Alright, so Buffalo does take this 2-0. Let's get into a game 3. Alright, so we see a Necrozma lead, and we see that Lecky lead. No reason not to lead the Lecky here. Goes for a Volt Switch. Does a huge chunk of damage. Here comes the Umbreon, knowing that the Umbreon's probably coming in, does not opt to go for the Photon Geyser here, and just goes for the safe Heat Wave. It's going to heal up most of its HP with Moonlight, only to get met by a Toxic. So, yeah. We see another Heat Wave here. We see a Foul Play, which does just over half, but we see that the Necrozma has a Wiki Berry. I don't know if that was revealed before. I might have missed it. But the Wiki Berry definitely coming in a little bit clutch there. Okay, so we see the Toxic on the Sableye now, and we see knockoff on the Umbreon to get rid of those leftovers, get rid of its passive recovery, which should help deal with its longevity. Oh, he goes for the Prankster Will-O-Wisp on the Umbreon, which unfortunately will not work, just because the Dark typing is immune to Prankster moves. So in comes Magearna, which will take this Foul Play very well. Going for a Flash Cannon, no special defense drop this time, gets up a Wish. Now we're just going to see the Volcanion switch. Another Flash Cannon, quad resisted, won't do anything, and it'll go back right up to full. We can expect, ooh, a double switch into Regieleki. Does he go for the Vaporeon? Yes, predicted the Vaporeon, double switched into Regieleki to allow for the momentum to stay on her side. That was a 500 IQ play there. Goes for the Volt Switch, goes right back out into Volcanion. So now we got to play kind of that mind game. Are we going to switch into Lecky? Are we going to switch into Vaporeon? Some great plays here on both sides, to be honest with you. And we see a special defense drop on the other side of the equation now off of the Earth Power into the Vaporeon slot. Here comes Regieleki again. Goes for the Wish. Do we see a switch? Yep, we see a switch into Necrozma, which will probably die to this Volt Switch. Yep, which means I don't think anything will take the Wish. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I'm not sure how Wish works when something faints. Doesn't look like it works. So we're going to see an Ice Beam here, which is also quad resisted by the Volcanion. Double switch into Regieleki. And once again, we see the Vaporeon switch. Very great prediction there. Seattle's definitely wearing her prediction pants today in this game 3. The Volt Switch will do quite a chunk to the Regieleki, and here comes the Great Tusk again to wall this Regieleki. Here comes the Sableye, which will probably go down, yep, to this Earthquake. So Seattle really putting in that work right now. Did not like how that game 2 went for her and is playing her ass off. Both coaches are playing their asses off. Quite proud of both of them. Once again, we go for the Earth Power. Once again, the Special Defense drop. My goodness gracious. Like, I just cannot even believe the amount of, like, just hacks. Like, a lot of these hacks don't, like, matter all too much. It's just the principle of it, you know? Just all these, like, 30%, 15%, whatever it is, chances for things to go wrong that they absolutely do. Here comes Volcanion to take on that Magearna. The Vaporeon's gone now, so there's nothing to take Volcanion's attacks very well. Down goes the Magearna. Volcanion will absolutely take it down. Here comes Dragapult now. Can Dragapult deal with the Volcanion? I don't believe so. I think it's just shy of the knockout. Steam Eruption, does it get the burn? No, it does not get the burn, so the Dragapult is still decently useful. The Corviknight should, in theory, wall a physical Dragapult set unless it's mixed, which it very well could be. But here's the U-turn, so maybe not. So between the Rocky Helmet and the Life Orb, it will take more damage than the Corviknight actually took, so that's fun. So Ditto comes in to copy the Corviknight. We see a Body Press here. And we see a U-turn come out from the Corviknight. Probably coming out to Regieleki. Yup. There's that Regieleki, and Regieleki should honestly be able to take it from here. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching the conclusion of week number 1, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you in week 2. Goodbye.